first noble truth, and that is that this is suffering. Now, there tends to be a consensus around the world that it's a small consensus, but it's a consensus that Buddhism is depressing and negative, because when you say the first noble truth that this is suffering, it tends to sound depressing. It tends to sound negative. But in fact, when you look at it properly, it's actually quite liberating, and it's a relief. And that's why it's called a noble truth, because it permeates all boundaries. It permeates through whatever philosophies that are out there. It'll always come back to that first noble truth, because that is the truth. And when you study it over and over again, you'll see that it will come back to this phenomena. But where does it come from? Well, if we look at cause and effect, or if we look at karma vipaka, in English, I guess the closest is action or cause, effect, results. Karma, action, cause, vipaka, results. And when you study cause and effect, and you study how cause and effect works, you'll see that that also is a fundamental law of the universe. It permeates all boundaries as well, because no matter whatever happens, everything is a result of a certain action or a certain effect, a cause of before, and it can't be any other way. And so there's always a cause and effect going on. So when we study this and look at and reflect on this and observe on this phenomenon of cause and effect, and you see how widespread it is, in fact it's through everything we do, then we say, okay, do good, do bad, get bad. So then you think, okay, I've got it sorted out. I'll just always do good, so I'll always have good effects. Makes sense. And the Buddha also talked about that, and when the Sangha and all the Ajahns always say, do tambun, do merit, do good. But we must also not forget the first noble truth, that it's suffering, because even when you've done a lot of good, it will come to an end. You still have to die. You still have to go through the aging process. And so unfortunately, what happens is, even when we do good, our life is better. But the problem is, it gets taken away again. And everyone around us gets taken away from us again. Everything you've worked for gets taken away again and again and again and again. So even if you've done a lot of tambun and everything's fine and dandy, however, your demise will come. And this is why it's called that this is suffering, because it sucks. You know, seriously, it's not a negative connotation. It's, the Buddha also had, I feel, a bit of a sense of